Erik Ten Hag has this Manchester United team cooking so far this preseason. 3 games, 3 wins, and it's positive. The best performance coming in the 2-0 win against Arsenal. Now, Ten Hag has said he wants to make Manchester United the best transition team in the world and a pressing machine. But how's he going to do that? What I'm going to do in this video is show you exactly how. Use some in-game examples from the win against Arsenal and some overall concepts that will help you understand exactly how he's going to achieve it. Now, in the last video, we set a like target of 5,000 likes, and I was going to give away a home shirt. No, it's not funny from the Glazers, blah, blah, blah. All right? We hit it. So I'm going to give that away in the live show on Monday. So if you can, just drop a like on this video. But let's get into this one. And I think you'll enjoy it and probably understand what Ten Hag means when he says he wants to make United the best transition team in the world. Because I think that word might have some sort of negative connotations. You look at Solskjaer and you look at the way that we played and we were a transition team. Does that mean, you don't want to control the game? No. The best transition teams in the world are able to surprise you. And that's probably Ten Hag's buzzword here. They're able to turn a defensive situation and the flick of a switch into an attack within like 3-4 passes and 4-5 seconds. And you can't really defend against it. That's what he wants. I'm going to run through Ten Hag's quotes before the Arsenal game, show you two really obvious, not obvious, but two in-game examples that really show what he's talking about, and then also run through his pressing machine quotes too, and tie it all up in a 10-minute video. Let's go. All right. This is what Ten Hag said before the game about what he wants his United team to be this year, the evolution of United this season. He said, the messages I'm sending to my players that we want to do it in the United way. But what is the United way? What's our identity? And we want to really be successful in that particular style. We looked into the history of United, and we really looked into the qualities of our players. And then you can say, what do we want to be? We want to be the best transition team in the world. We want to surprise. We want to play dynamic football. We want to play with speed. And we want to play aggressive out of a very good team spirit. That is United. I think already last year we've seen that version. We've seen it across small games. We've seen it in some big games. We've shown that we can beat all opponents, all the good opponents in the world, but we have to do it on a consistent basis. And I think that is a huge challenge for us to all go in together into that battle. So together with the players, together with the staff and everyone around it, us and Manchester United, I'm really looking forward to this season. And it's that word there, as I said, the surprise element, the consistency element. Because last season, you could look, I always look back to the Spurs game. And I think you can look at Barcelona away. And there are other examples as well. United at home against the big teams. We did do it. We didn't do it on a consistent basis. Now, in terms of that transition, let me show you two standout examples of it from the Arsenal game that will really help you understand what Ten Hag is getting at. Right, so start here. This is obviously Tom Heaton there. That's the wrong one. This is Tom Heaton with the ball here. Now, what I want you to look at here is that's Bruno Fernandes. You'll see there's no Kobbie Mainoo here, all right? Because Kobbie Mainoo is occupying a position further up the pitch. This is Kobbie Mainoo receiving that ball from Tom Heaton. And that sort of fluidity of positions is something that United did quite a lot yesterday. Instead of it being Kobbie Mainoo being deeper here, it was Kobbie Mainoo further up, receiving the ball there. And you can see, right, where is everyone? There's only Jadon Sancho in shot right now. 3 seconds later, 1, 2, 3 extra players. Garnacho down there, obviously. But look who's receiving the ball. So you can see Bruno Fernandes is receiving the ball here, despite the fact that only a few seconds earlier, he was the one that was on the edge of United's box. That transition there, and look, United break forward. Bruno receives the ball here, cuts inside, and we know what happens. It leads to the goal. Manchester United 1-0 up. That is Manchester United in transition. From Tom Heaton with the ball, and I'm not sure if you saw it in the celebrations on MUTV, but Erik Ten Hag, he was there like arms in the air pointing towards Tom Heaton straight away because Tom Heaton was the man who made that happen with that ball over the top to Kobbie Mainoo. And there's another example where I can show you of United in transition again. And this one's a slightly different example, but again, shows that team breaking forward together. And notice here, one more time, Tom Heaton on the ball here. Look who's first to receive the ball now. It's Kobbie Mainoo, right? So it's different. The players are sort of switching positions, a little bit of fluidity. Kobbie Mainoo receives the ball here, drives into this area there, and now Kobbie Mainoo is on the ball here. He can see Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So what he does is he plays an absolutely wonderful ball right over the top there. Really, really nice ball from Kobbie Mainoo into space for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And you can then see here, you go, well, there's Wan-Bissaka on the ball. Wrong one. There's Wan-Bissaka on the ball. Where's everyone else? Again, this is the transition. This is what Ten Hag is talking about, because a few seconds later, Mason Mount runs into screen. So Mason Mount, if you were to go back down here, that's Mason Mount here, right? There's Mason Mount. The closest, well, is that Luke Shaw or is that Martinez? Either way, he is in his own half, and a few seconds later, he's bursting forward to support Kobbie Mainoo on the ball there in transition. Mason Mount then receives the ball, little back heel to Anthony. Anthony, a lovely pass through to Mason Mount. Mount through to Sancho. Sancho, somehow from this position, by the way, gets the ball back to Mason Mount. Shot is blocked. That would have been a wonderful goal. But that is United in transition. That's United in transition at speed. We look at the two examples again quickly here. Tom Heaton, one ball over the top. Mainoo, supported by Bruno, cuts inside, goal. Within the space of 6 seconds from front to back, really. Second example, Tom Heaton on the ball here. Kobbie Mainoo receives it, turns, runs into space. One ball over the top. Supporting run from Mason Mount. Great one-touch interplay and movement. United get a chance that's blocked. But that's what Ten Hag wants this team to be. That's what he means when he says he wants to be the best transition team in the world. And that is why Mason Mount is a really, really good signing. He slots into that concept and style very, very well. Really complements Bruno Fernandes in that respect. So you saw Bruno Fernandes being the deeper player once. You saw Mason Mount being the deeper player another time. And then you saw Kobbie Mainoo being the deeper player. Movement, fluidity, changing. And also, this is exactly why this man is such an important signing. Because if you're looking at how both of these start, obviously that's how attacks do start. Tom Heaton, of course, man, that's kind of a stupid point. Of course, the attacks start with the goalkeeper. But he's going to be the man that brings that line a little bit further up the pitch. The man that will find those line-breaking passes and allow us to be that transition team. Because if we go back to last season when David De Gea, when he was under pressure, he ended up going long. He went long too much, and United couldn't be that transition team because we were just going over the top. Now, going over the top can work, as Tom Heaton showed with that first example, but you have to be, it's accuracy. It's going long with intent rather than just fear of losing it. Andre Onana really changes that. And this quote here from Erik ten Hag, I think, is important as well, because this is the second element to his team that he wants to improve.
I think we did well, and we want to be like that. We want to be a pressing machine. So then you have to do everything in togetherness. That is so important. And today we did it in both halves.
Pressing machine. These are the two elements that really, they weren't missing from last year from Manchester United, but you rarely saw it. As Ten Hag said, it wasn't consistent enough. Number one is the build-up. The best transition team in the world. Number two is being the pressing machine. And that's why Mason Mount, again, slots into that. That's why Rasmus Hojlund would perfectly slot into that system as well. If you've watched him play at Atalanta, that's one of the key characteristics of his game. He does move a lot. He's got an excellent work rate, great pace on the transition, and he would fit into that system that Ten Hag wants to build. He wants Man United to be the best transition team in the world and Manchester United to be a pressing machine. Now, I think I've shown you there with the two examples of what that transition means. It doesn't mean just letting the opposition have the ball, getting it and hitting on the counter-attack. That's not what he means. Transition means being able to turn defense into attack as quickly as possible, as consistently as possible. That's transition football. Counter-attacking football is different. That's like sitting deep, parking the bus, kicking it long, and just hoping someone gets on the end of it. Don't have a negative concept of what that is, but that's what Ten Hag is aiming for with this team, and I'm so excited for it. I really am, and this is where and why Ten Hag, you completely understand where Andre Onana fits in as a signing. I completely understand where exactly Mason Mount fits in as a signing. And I think I've shown you there with a couple of examples how he adds to that transition, that transitional aspect of United's play, and then add in an actual striker. We're doing all this without a number 9, people, which is credit to the team. but we can be better. And that's why we need that number 9. Because as good as it is, we still need a lot more to get towards that City and Liverpool level. Well, not Liverpool last season, but you know what I mean. Arsenal. I'm excited for it. I think there's genuine reason to be excited for it. This is just the next phase of a plan which we saw last season. And Ten Hag now can confidently, and I can go there on TV now, and I could tell you what our identity is, what Ten Hag wants this team to be. And it's been a while since I've been able to say that about United, but it's all because of this man. He knows exactly what he wants, exactly how to get there, and we are just seeing the next stage of it. I'm excited for it. I think you will be too. You let me know what you think in the comments below. And I hope this video has helped you understand what Ten Hag means when he says he wants United to be the best transition team in the world, and why that's different from just sitting deep and counter-attacking. It's all about control. I'm looking forward to it, man.